Alright guys, I want to show you how I put this 860 Hobby Wing ESC in this truck. This ESC I had in my blue Toyota, and I decided to put it in here. This is the turbo racing receiver that I got set up in here. I squished all my electronics in the front there. That's a really big ESC to have in the front. There's a little bit of wire space, and the way I got it set up, I shortened up the wires, and I want to show you how I did some of this modification to this transporter, taking off the decals and putting on my own custom wet slide stickers. I used some Duracoat paint on them wet slide stickers for the white, but here's how I did the interior. Pretty simple. Just took off the seats, cut out some squares, and hot glued around the seat there, the interior. Just kind of like leave the holes spot so that it clicks into space or whatever, or I don't know how to explain it, but just so the hole alignments get lined up again. So you watch out for don't plug that up. And here's a quick time lapse how I did the back seat. Maybe I would slow that down a little bit. It wasn't too hard to do. You can find whatever color interior you want. I went with this khaki color because I like that look that sets off the two-tone look or whatever. I've seen some Jeep like that before. You can go military OD green if you want, but there's quite a bit that are set up this way too. This is how I did the back seat. The back seat doesn't come off all the way, so I had to make myself a little square or rectangle, little seat cover. So I'm gonna just glue that front base on there, and then glue around the back there of the seat, and just lay down that cloth. And it turned out pretty good. It has that wave. Yeah, it kind of has that looks more realistic than the other ones are kind of tight, but that's okay. They look good too. And here's how I did my mesh stickers. That Duracoat, it doesn't dry very fast, so once you dry it 24 hours, that it's still wet. So when you put it on the sticker to the truck, it really sticks and adheres to it, and it bonds really good. So that's pretty nice. I've never used the Duracoat paint before, and it really works pretty good. I was impressed. It was a lot cheaper than the Krylon paint that I was using, but the Krylon clear paint is really nice. I like how that stuff works, so I like that paint. After I'm done, I'll put the Krylon paint over there, get all the bubbles out of the sticker, and give it a couple coats of Krylon clear coat, and that turns out pretty good. Krylon doesn't have any yellowing effect, so your color of your truck doesn't change at all. This is how my passenger dude set up. I thought it was pretty cool. He's 1/12 scale porcelain dollhouse figure, and I set him up with this Vietnam suit and made all the accessories, patches, and the blood IV pack. And that's pretty simple, just plastic and some paint and the tubing from the, what do you call that, the paper clip, and some of those clamps and stuff I got from that one doctor kit. But if you noticed that video, my lights were flickering. There must be something wrong, or the voltage must be different on these LEDs than the ones I've used before. Those are the stock LEDs, and I plugged them into the receiver's auxiliary port and the channel 3, and same effect. Seems like it's not getting enough voltage. And the other electronics on the truck is running perfect, really nice and smooth, slow, like I need it to with that Hobby Wing ESC. So I plugged in the lights directly to a single cell LiPo battery, and this is the results. I get a lot brighter lights, and it's not flickering in the camera. So I might just go that way. I didn't do anything to the wiring other than just plug in the single cell LiPo to it. So I don't know what's going on there, but they're working nice now. I got those two channels or that one channel and auxiliary port freed up for smoke machine and other things, I guess, if I want. But here's another look on the inside of this interior if you want to check it out real quick, get a better look. Those pouches that I'm using are actually 1/12 scale or 1/6 scale G.I. Joe Hot Toys pouches, and I filled them up with medical stuff. I wish I had one more pouch for the other side, because that's pretty close to how they really had pouches in the back of the truck of these Jeeps. Real quick, I want to show you this some of the accessories to my 1/12 scale action figure. This is a Vortex action figure. I've talked about him before. He runs about $68 and whatever shipping, or however far you are. Usually you're not going to get it for less than 80 bucks, maybe 70 bucks. But here's some of the accessories that come in those boutique accessory deals, and it comes with this x-ray stuff, that doctor kit. And I bought myself a clipboard and did some scribbling on there to make it look like there was writing on there. And I'll just give you a little closer look to this wounded soldier. I just got a piece of plastic and filled it up with some red paint and sealed it off with some heat. Turned out pretty good. And that tubing has bubbles in it. It didn't have bubbles in it at first, but that's probably not good for this poor soldier. But it's just an action figure. It's just a display. Should be solid, full of blood, so they didn't get air in his system or whatever. But whatever. Let's look at this this little cot thing here, the gurney. I just glued the base around there and made myself some little legs out of that stuff. But let's look at this jacket again. Looks pretty good for $5. That's got some pretty good details these guys make. I'm really impressed. Some of the accessories are obviously fake, not really usable. I mean, that canteen might be, but the hat is totally fake. But the good thing is the jacket is real. And we got lucky, they sewed the arms in. Sometimes they don't sew those arms in, you have to do a little sewing. But other than that, maybe some buttons changed out on here and some insignia tags on there. A little more realistic. But the doctor kit, I like it. But it needs to get sewed. The arms need to get sewed on there. It came with the x-ray chart and pencil, and I lost my stethoscope. I can't find it. But it came with some like aspirin and some other scalpel stuff and doctor stuff. This is what I'll put in my MASH tent. Once I get all my nurses and stuff, they'll have stuff. And I really like the clothes on these action figures because it adds more realism to the vehicle. And if you're new to my channel, you're gonna find out that all my action figures are set up like this, so all my trucks have more realistic drivers. I'm gonna build a little neighborhood, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching.